Well, guys, I want to show you my garden, my garlic here. So far, it's looking like the best garlic patch I've ever had. I have planted a well-established nursery here in Southwest Kansas. They've been in business for decades. Told me years ago, just go buy the garlic at the grocery store and plant those. That's what I've done for years. From here over, that's grocery store garlic. From here to my right is seed garlic. And right now I don't remember what I even ordered. Some of this garlic over here, my own crop last year, and I was in such a hurry planting it, I didn't differentiate, and now I'm wishing I had. Would give me a better idea. But I always plant mine in the fall, and then you harvest it when the tops die down. But all of this here, up to the seed garlic, it came up very quickly, and it was about 6 inches tall all winter. And the seed garlic just was barely peeking out of the ground, and I didn't think I was going to get anything. But boy, oh boy, take a look at that. These are over 3 feet tall. I told someone the other day it almost looks like corn stalks. So I'm anxious to see what I'm going to get. Some of these over here are looking pretty puny. I think our big white Pyrenees is sleeping in my garlic bed at night, and that's why it all smashed down in this corner, because it was beautiful. And all of a sudden it just fell over. Came out one morning and it was like this, and it's about the size of that big white fella. Well, I got partway through digging up some of my garlic. If you remember, from here over is seed garlic, and here this way is the garlic that I got the bulbs from the grocery store. There's like a fence panel over there, and there's one right there that we lay on top of the crop to keep the chickens out, because they don't like scratching with that on their feet. I think I have dug up maybe 3 or 4 rows. This is the grocery store garlic that I've gotten so far, and I'm going to keep digging along here. I just forgot to bring my camera out when I got started. So I've pulled up those fence panels, and I'm pulling up the soaker hose that we had underneath the fence panels and the mulch that was around the garlic. So I'm going to dig, and I'll show you what I end up with. Okay, this is my grocery store garlic. So I got about a little over half of it. Half of my garlic is harvested. I have a few fairly decent sized bulbs and some really small ones, some that didn't have tops, and the tops broke off, so I dug them out. So now I'm going to lay this out, let it cure, and then I'll either tie it up or braid it. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens when it gets good and cured. Well, guys, I'm coming out to show you what happened in 10 days. We were gone for 10 days, and when I say the heat and the wind here are brutal, I'm not kidding, and I don't even know if you can hear me over the wind. I'm going to show you, and I have to do it with one hand, so I don't know, you're going to hear a lot of wind noise. This did not start looking like this, but my garlic, I did have someone watering, but the wind and the heat just dries it out so fast. Okay, this is where I dug up, and I wanted to show you what I used. I used a potato fork and dug down under the garlic. I cannot put my hand down there and show you because I'm trying to block this horrific wind. And there's my crop. We're going to go somewhere out of the wind now. Okay, I'll get into this more after I get them cleaned up. They're going to lay out here for a couple days, just to let the dirt dry down, the mud dry off of them, and then I'll come clean them up and trim them and bring them in the house. Hi guys, don't look at my hair. I've been in and out all day. Well, I'm hoping to wrap up my garlic garden this year, my garlic crop. So I wanted to show you what I've been doing. I finally had to bring my garlic in. I first harvested my grocery store garlic and I was able to braid it. Now, I couldn't show you how I braided it because literally I had my nose right in the iPad watching every little step they took just to braid this garlic. So let me show you what I got. This is part of the grocery store garlic. I don't remember now how many heads are on each braid, but I'm still letting them dry, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take these down into our basement and let them finish curing down there. Then I'll move you down and show you the seed garlic from the seeds that I ordered. And again, from a YouTube video, and I'm so sorry I can't remember who it was that I saw this, but I was able to somewhat braid the hardneck garlic. And I kind of like having them in bunches like this. I've never done it before in my life, never knew how to do it. Like I said, I was so zoned in to that, to those YouTube videos, just every lap, every stalk, every stem. I had to watch that very closely. So, well, here, just let me show you what I have left. And I haven't counted. I don't know how many heads there are there, but that's my seed garlic. This has been sitting outside on my deck. This is some of that seed garlic. It's been out on my deck for a couple of weeks, and I thought it would be plenty dry, but it's still green. So I'm going to attempt to show you how I braided up this hardneck garlic. We'll see if it even is going to work. But the first thing that, and again, I apologize, I don't remember who it was that I saw this. It's a very small channel, and I think she's Filipino. But she was showing how to braid up hardneck garlic. And she said the first thing you want to do is go down your stalk and just, you know, kind of crack it or break it. And so I've been sitting here watching other YouTube videos and getting all of my stalks ready. And since it is hardneck, as I was trying to break it, it just cracked right off. But as you can see, it's still green on the inside, so it's got a lot of curing to do. This will go up here in my garlic basket, and I'll just go ahead and use it since I can't braid it. Then I will plan to save the biggest heads. I didn't get any of them great big heads, but I'm content with what I got. I'm going to save the biggest bulbs, and I'll plant those cloves in the fall so I don't have to order or buy any more garlic to plant. I got a lot of garlic. Okay, let me move you down and see what I got. Okay, along with kind of softening up, going down your stalk, kind of softening that up a little bit. You also want to trim your roots. You don't have to do that, but you know, it looks better when the roots are trimmed. So let's start with a couple of the bigger ones at the top. I'm going to move you straight down so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not so sure I'm going to do very many, if I even do them at all. I've already got a splinter, believe it or not, from one of these. When I did this one, they were still kind of green. They weren't easy to work with because it is hardneck, but they weren't as stiff as these are and as hard as these are. So let me put you down here. We'll see how far we go. It might be nice if I can get all of them braided up, because they're sure gonna store a lot nicer. Okay, you know I don't have anything fancy like cameras hanging up above and all the fancy lights. First, I'm going to get my main stalk that I'm gonna work from. Then you take your first piece of garlic, wrap it around to the back, kind of snug it down. See how I wrapped it back around and then over the top of this one. Then we'll get another one. You've got these two, the first two. Get another one. You put it on the other side. Lay the stalk on the top. Leave just enough space so that you can cut your bulb off as you need it. So you take this stalk, wrap it around the main stalk, and then come up on top, bring your stalk and have it come up on top of the one you just laid down. I know it's confusing because my setup isn't very good. Okay, so I've got those. Now, get another one, same thing. You're gonna go back on the other side, lay it across, wrap it around the back side, bring this one up, and you wanna do it, keep it snug so it will kind of tie itself in. So after you bring it back around the stalks, put it over the top of the one you just laid down, pull it snug, and then you just keep going down doing the same thing. And what I did clean off all the extra leaves. I cut them off the end because I'm gonna say these used to be about 3 foot long. So this is gonna go on the top, on the other opposite side, just like we did. Bring it around, wrap it over and up on top. And then I just kind of pull it snug and tight as I'm going to keep them tight. And I'm gonna keep working on this. I am hoping to get this whole pile into one long braid, but we'll see. This is not an easy task because it is hardneck. And once you get you get it figured out and get a pattern going, it goes a lot quicker. As with anything, getting it started just takes some time. Plus the fact that these are so stiff. There's the back side and there's the top side. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of these put on. You've seen how I've done it, and when I get towards the bottom, I'll come back and we'll finish up. I'll add the last few and we'll finish up. Hey guys, this is what I've got so far. I broke off one. Again, this is hardneck, so it's gonna break easy. It's not the most beautiful, but remember, this is the first time I've ever done this year. So let me bring you up here. I don't know if this will help, but we're gonna try. So I've got 3 more I wanna add on to it. So I'm laying it across. The last one I put on was this one. So now I'm gonna go on the opposite side. I'm gonna wrap the stalk under, bring it up, and then put it down on the bulb that I just put in. Okay, now we're gonna go back over on this side. Wrap, bring it over, and I'm pulling it pretty snugly as I do it so it'll kind of tie itself in. All right, this is the last one. Now I'm laying it across, coming back under, pulling it up from behind, and there we go. Now, how many bulbs did I get on here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. 28 garlic bulbs on this braid. Well, I have cut I ended up cutting too much off the stems. The one video that I found on this, what they did was they then braided the stems. And again, this is not easy to do. Well, I'm going to try to braid as much of this as I can. And then bend it back. And then we're going to take a string and tie it right here. I'm just using, I don't know, what is this, cotton string? So I'm just going to tie it so it doesn't come apart. And what would, in my opinion, what would look really pretty on here would be like a burlap bow. I'm going to tie this really tight so it doesn't come undone. And then this also gives me something to hang it by. So I've got 4 braids, 2 different styles. And hopefully they'll just last through most of the winter. Now, I've heard that they'll only last, won't even last 6 months. But in the past, my garlic has lasted up until spring. Like just less than a month away from when I do my, when I harvest my new garlic. I will plan to keep these bigger bulbs. I won't use them during the winter. And I will use the cloves from the bigger bulbs, and I'll use the largest cloves. So I'm going to hold back any of these bigger bulbs, and from those I'll use the largest cloves. I'm pretty sure this is soft neck, just by things that I've witnessed. But I'll use the largest bulbs, and from them, the biggest cloves that I will replant come fall. You plant garlic in the fall, harvest it in the late spring, early summer. I'll come back in the fall when we get ready to plant and show you what I end up doing.